Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Looney. Big day in the markets and the tech world. We've got a major cloud outage. Amazon actually closed green despite that, and a meme stock short squeeze in motion. I'll go through what happened, how I'm positioned, and what I'm watching next. But before we dive in, quick shout out to the Discord. It is free to join, and I also offer a premium membership for $8 a month, and it gives you access to one-on-one coaching, trade callouts. I have an option selling course. I do giveaways and more. You can check it out. All the links are in the description. But if you guys don't know, AWS, or the cloud service for Amazon, had a major outage today, and many popular apps and brokerages, including Robinhood and Coinbase, were hit. And the main root cause of this was actually a malfunction in AWS's US East 1 region, which involved DNS and database system. Now, the interesting part of the cloud service arm, or AWS, was despite this outage, Amazon actually closed green. You could see it did have that initial drop. The news did happen in early of the night and then sort of continued throughout the day. But you can see that it recovered, and now we're seeing even after hours that it is climbing. And it seems like the market seemed to shrug off the disruption and focused on the broader business strength. So even what should have been a headwind, the outage, Amazon actually held up. And for me, that's a sign of durability. So I didn't make any massive purchase today. I'm just kind of watching this position closely. It does go to show how much other companies actually rely on Amazon, and maybe they'll actually pivot to other plays so that they're not just reliant on one company. But overall, I am comfortable holding this stock long term, even if we do see more headwinds or just deal with this tailwind now. Now, yes, this was affected into this market or this app, Robinhood, and that's what I want to get into next, because you weren't actually able to buy this stock that I'm about to do, or you weren't able to make a lot of trades this morning. And the next stock I want to talk about is one that I bought early this morning, and I was able to actually buy it, and that is BYND, or Beyond Meat, BYND. And this stock has been talked about everywhere with the Reddit movement, people being banned, and just overall not allowing trade, especially on Robinhood. You weren't able to trade this, or people were struggling to buy this stock. And it has ripped over 121% on the day. What sort of seems like would start to be a short squeeze, or at least that is what everyone is feeling, with retail traders piling in. We saw volume absolutely exploded today, and definitely short interest is sky high. But let me be super clear on this. This is a speculation play. The fundamentals haven't really changed in a way to justify this sort of long-term play. But just for context, I did actually buy 250 shares today at that 102 range. And yes, again, ultra speculative. I'm actually up 65% on my shares. And I did sell off about 50 shares, and I also opened up a covered call. You know, if you don't know my channel, I like to run selling options, and I think a covered call for this sort of stock is a good idea. I was able to collect a pretty big premium for what the strike price was. I believe it was $30, it should be. And it's actually telling me that there's extreme volatility. But yeah, $30 for a $4 strike price. That's pretty good if you guys don't know. And the delta is pretty high too, 38. So there is still a chance the stock goes upward. There's about a 38% chance that it does go to $4. And yeah, very speculative play. I wouldn't say this is a long-term play for me. Yes, this stock can absolutely soar. It can be the next GameStop, but it could also not be that and sort of be a dud. So I want to make my profit, or at least be able to take profit and sort of rotate that profit into my other long-term plays, or just be more long-term mindset on this market and environment, because something like Beyond Meat, when the market sort of turns around and we start seeing a bear market, this one will be the one that is definitely hit the hardest if we do see it shoot up to like $20, $10, something insane, and it'll be one of the quickest ways to actually crash. But on the day overall, I am up 5%, almost 6%, and all I'm doing is I'm selling options. I sold options on the recent dip we did see a few weeks ago, and it was on the Trump tariffs and all that headlines going on, and I didn't go all in. But remember, I did my sell puts. I was very particular with what deltas I was choosing. I made small purchases. I bought Amazon, and I do have my daily buy of crypto, and crypto actually isn't even doing well today. But some of my big names that are doing well is Riot and SoFi. SoFi did really well today, up 8%, and we might even see $30 pretty soon. And then Riot, I do have it's at $22, and I will have to manage my covered calls because I have a $14 call that is going to expire in the money, which is not good because you get your shares called away. So I'll probably roll this one out or just buy to close. Not entirely sure too much because I do like Riot and I do like it long term, but I do feel that when this market sort of turns around, this stock is a very volatile. It's a very volatile stock, and it moves with crypto. So I'd rather hold actual crypto long term than a sort of play on crypto. Now, this stock can actually transition over to data centers that are AI specific, which can happen. I do see the upside. So that's why I don't plan to sell all my shares, but I probably will take some profit. I'm actually up 140% already. SoFi is a little bit more of a longer term play for me, and this one's up 159%, and it is still going up. So I'm pretty curious to see what the market does for the rest of the week and tomorrow. I do have a few option contracts expiring this week. You can see I have that Riot one that I'm gonna have to roll. I do have this debit spread on SoFi that is actually was struggling for a while, and now I am in the green, and I'll probably close this one early because with the spreads, I always try to close early. And yeah, because so you don't have to deal with any sort of issue where you're short shares or you get assigned when you're like in between the strike prices. And then I just have straight up cash secured put on Zeta. And Zeta, I do have a bunch of cash secured puts. I have about $5,000 locked up in just options, and selling options is actually one of the safest and most consistent. So though I'm putting up all this capital, I'm okay with it because I'll turn this cash into shares and not just realize losses. Whereas buying options, it's either a loss or profit. Yes, you can win a lot, but it's less often that you can win. It's more of a gamble than selling options. So I'm comfortable locking up this amount of cash. You can see I'm dollar cost averaging, selling puts at the 17, the 16, the 15, and being prepared. If the stock or the market kind of pulls back, I'll acquire those shares, and I got paid to do that. But those are the three plays that I have going on in options. Again, today was a really green day. I'm sure most investors were green on the day, so I'm pretty curious to see where things go, because what I'm watching next is these next few days, see if there's some more volatility. October is known for volatility. We do still have the government shutdown. There are talks that it actually might open up pretty soon, whether it be this week or in the coming weeks. We do have the FOMC meeting next week, or the 29th or somewhere around there, maybe the 30th. And that will be the Fed decision on cut rates. And I could actually look that one up really quickly, and then I'll sort of wrap this video up. But if you go to prediction markets, and then if we go to economics, I believe, yes. So the decision in October, it should be the 29th. So that is when they'll cut rates, or most likely cut rates, about a 99% chance of them actually doing that. But again, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.